Hello everyone and welcome to a review for The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This is an adult thriller mystery and this takes place mostly in Washington, although there are times that it does take place in Salt Lake City, Utah, where she is reminiscing, the main character being, when I say she, it's Emma. She is remembering things of her past, so times with her husband, things like that. So the memories take place in Utah, but the current day setting takes place in Washington. So this was written by Taylor Adams. This is a standalone book and was published in 2023, and this is told in third person. The audiobook is narrated by Carlotta Brenton and Jim Meskimen. Standard one-time speed is 9 hours and 57 minutes. So what is this about? We have Emma, who's the main female character. The main male character, there's kind of two that we focus on. At first, the priority is H.G. Kane, like Hotel Golf Kane with a K. And the other one is Deke, who happens to be the neighbor of the house that Emma is house sitting. So she's house sitting for a gal named Jules, who is away for several months, and Emma is here co-sitting or house sitting. It's the house sits on the coast, so she can go right to this beach and walk the beach. What happens is she reads a book, hates the book, gives the book a 1-star review on Amazon. The author responds saying, "Take down your review." She says no. And then it kind of goes back and forth for a little bit. Take down the review, no. Take down the review, no. So while she's house sitting, she starts to notice stuff. There's a smell of butter. One time she wakes up and thinks she's being watched, like she thinks she can see a person at the foot of the bed watching her sleep. And then when she turns on the light and her eyes adjust and she looks to where the guy was, he's gone. So things like that start to happen. Now she does have a dog. I can't remember the breed. I want to say it was a golden Labrador. Could be wrong. But the dog's name is Laika. She talks to the dog like most of us talk to our pets, I'm sure. Not in baby talk or anything like that. Just, just talking to her. Anyway, so things start to happen in this house. And then all of a sudden she starts getting these situations where her life is in danger. And so the big premise is, or the big point is, was she right in leaving her review up? Was she right in her review? Is the author in the wrong by pursuing this and trying to get her to take it down? Anyway, her life ends up in danger, and this author has written several books like Murder in the Alps, Murder in the Ski Lodge, Murder by the Bay. And they all pretty much follow the same thing. There's this murderer and that. And so she kind of takes issue with that. But it's the only book that she's read from this author. So anyway, so we're following her as things start to happen. Her life is in danger and things like that. And I don't want to give more away. So a couple of trigger warnings. This will help kind of give you some more information as far as what the book is about as well. You have trigger warnings for suicide and like suicidal ideation, things like that, death of a child, stalker, you have a car accident, you do have a little bit of body horror, you have some mental disability referred to, especially regards to schizophrenia. It only comes up one time, but it is in there. You have loss of a partner talked about, domestic abuse is alluded to. You do have animal harm and potential animal death as a trigger as well. And a school shooting is also talked about. So there's a lot of triggers. Always be cautious if there are things that bother you and are triggering to you. Be cautious going into thrillers because they will have, I don't think they'll have as much and it won't be as severe as something like going into a straight up horror, but thrillers can have a good slew of trigger warnings. So that kind of gives you a little bit more idea of what's a lot of the stuff is in this book that goes on. So she's fighting for her life. She's trying to rely on her neighbor Deke to get help. But there are obstacles in their way to get help, to get police to the house, to protect her, and things like that. You have one thing that was really cool in this is you have book excerpts. So you'll be reading the book, and then all of a sudden it's like you're reading an excerpt from a book that's being written while she's going through this process. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, that's what it's about. Those are the contents and trigger warnings. I really enjoyed this. I would say the crap starts to hit the fan at around the 100-page mark. So I generally read about 50 to 60 pages in a sitting, put it down, go do something else I need to do, and then pick it up, another 50 or 60 pages, and just kind of back and forth. So I did that 2 times. The third time I picked the book up, I was starting on like page 103, and personally I could not put it down. It was intense. It was fast. Now, with thrillers and mysteries, I don't try to solve and figure out who did what or who's doing what. I just go along with the ride and have a great time. So because I was not trying to figure anything out, I was not expecting this. There are several twists towards the end of the book. I was not expecting any of those. There was one thing that I suspected, which I personally turned out to be very wrong on. So sometimes I do start to suspect stuff, but I don't actively try to figure it out. So yeah, so those are my thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I ended up personally giving this one a 5 stars. I did try No Exit by Taylor Adams, and I ended up DNFing that book, but after reading this, I want to try it again. What happened is when I was reading No Exit, I was listening to the audiobook like I did this one, and the audiobook to No Exit, there were a lot of big differences as far as the phrasing and the word usage compared to the written format. So I would like to try it again, see if something has changed there, and if it's still big differences, then I will stick to just reading the book physically. This one, there were no big issues. It was pretty much word for word for the audiobook was word for word for the book. I did not notice any differences. So that was a plus. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Okay, so now, because I don't want to spoil anything, let's go ahead and get into the word usage in case you're still on the fence for this book. So we have the term God is said 33 times. Sometimes it is done in a religious sense, like saying whether she or another character believes or does not believe, that type of a thing. The term dumbass comes up 5 times. Goddamn 6, asshole 10, fuck 34, ass 8, shit 42, damn 11, dick 2, hell 29, bastard 2. The word rape does come up once, but it does not get descriptive. It's more of like so-and-so could have been raped type of a thing. The name Jesus comes up 4, and the name Christ comes up 3 times. The word masturbate 1 time, motherfucker 2 times. The term child molester 1 time, bitch 4, breast 4. And then the word suicide specific does come up 1 time, but suicide is talked about more in detail without using the actual word. So do be aware of that. And then the word cunt comes up 1 time. So that's the word count. Those are things that could possibly be triggering to some people. If you're looking for a book set in Washington, this is definitely set in Washington. Again, and by a body of water. So there you go. A couple of things to look out for. So let me know, have you read The Last Word by Taylor Adams? Have you read anything else by Taylor Adams? I know he's got several works out. Do you like Taylor Adams' writing or not? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.